appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. You're chilling when the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Do you have any kids?
I have 2.
How old are your kids?
7 and 10.
Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, I mean, I like nice stuff, so I was anything below 100,000, I probably wouldn't.
So if he made 90,000, you couldn't do it?
No, because after taxes, no. and I swear I'm not materialistic. How
You said after taxes, girl.
And that top 8% man can have any, for the most part, any woman that he wants.
He could simply find a woman that has not gave her wound up yet. Like, we don't even got to do with any woman he want. He don't have to deal with you and your 2 kids. Y'all got to understand that is a burden, a tremendous burden.
4 kids, 3 different men, correct?
Mm-hmm. I don't have baby daddy drama though.
You're on
Matter
good
of fact, they don't even exist.
They don't exist?
Mm-mm.
I'm saying, what's the character of these men? I don't even deal with none of them.
Because her baby daddies just don't exist. Why would y'all say these things? These men are so insignificant. You came on here on a national deal and said, the dudes that impregnated me, they ain't even worth mentioning. They don't even exist. What is that saying about the value of you?
So you say we're underserved. You got to tell me that the therapists that already exist are overloaded. We don't go get help, man. How do black women tend to deal with their mental health issues? With a licensed clinician or with Jesus?
And y'all want to lay it all on Jesus. And that's because that King James book done told y'all that, you know, Jesus and died for all your sins and lay all your worries on the Lord. I would take a little bit of truth in that. You got to stay realistic, though. Some of y'all dealing with chemical imbalances, all that. Y'all dealing with a lot of issues. And like Kev said, y'all don't be trying to go see no licensed clinician, no therapist, nobody certified in helping humans with these issues. Y'all go seek something y'all really don't, y'all not even really loyal to or dedicated or devoted to. And y'all go with y'all empty prayers and lack of devotion and accountability and think something gonna happen.
So actually, the majority of women who are married and have kids work. This is not just black women. This is women in the United States of America, period. Over 70%.
So what's the big deal, ladies? Get out there and work. Fitty. Let's do it.
Did you learn before you had the second baby by him?
Second baby was an accident. I was on my way out. Found out I was pregnant.
Oh.
You know that baby gonna grow up and see this one day and be like, dang, Mom. Yeah, I was on my way out. He got me. They be saying that. He got me. Somebody get y'all on the way out. Just throw that last bit up in you.
She said, I was out the door and he got me.
See, that's the thing. So I met the guy when I was 18. I'm 35 now. He's 62.
So she got 2 kids by this man. She said they met when she was 18. He was 45.
Do you guys co-parent well?
It's okay.
How do you co-parent with a 62-year-old man? That's a real question. Real talk. She said, do you co-parent well with a 2-year-old? How you dropping a 2-year-old off with a 62-year-old man? We men. Ain't no way you about to drop a 2-year-old off. I'm 62. I'm 62. Ain't no way I'm even having kids in my 60s. Let's get that clear. I'll shave, brother. Respect. But, man, you ain't Mick Jagger. You ain't got them resources.
My guy wants to get married, but he doesn't make me climax, so I don't think I can do it. It's a shame because I always wanted to be married. I'm 33 years old. My mother thinks I'm crazy to let a good man go, but I just don't want to sign up for unsatisfied sex for the rest of my life. I've had amazing sex in the past, so I know the difference. What do you think I should do?
This is the imprint. This is the woman not being able to pair bond. You have soul ties, quote unquote, with other men. And she said, Mom, she told her mama, she said, I got this great guy. He doing everything well. But I used to talk to Tyrone, and Tyrone used to do some things to me. And I can't unsee or unfeel or anything. Tyrone got a hold on me. And I like this man. But he ain't doing it like Tyrone used to do it. Y'all gotta understand. Can't just be out here throwing that thing around like that.
I'm single because I'm very smart. And my last relationship really taught me a lot. I dealt with a narcissist, didn't know that I was dealing with a narcissist.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
A narcissist, I do believe they do not have the ability to really put on a front, a true narcissist. They come in and they just narcissistic from the get-go. They don't know how else to be their narcissist. So when they come in, it's them. Gimme. Me, my. They don't care about anyone else. So my argument is, I don't think you find out that this person is a narcissist after weeks or months or years of dating, or after you done gave him your womb once, 2, 3 times over.
What was on with your last baby's daddy?
Because he's a narcissist and his penis is 4 inches. And when you're a narcissist and your penis is that little, I can't deal with you for so long.
Anytime you women come on here with sign language, shame, insults, need to be right, you automatically dead in the water.
She know, people gonna see this. This man, they know who this man. I'm sure he is OG Nug in the hood. And he hanging in every bar. Now he got to walk in there and be humiliated now. Because he probably don't take care of his kid. He got what he got.
See what I'm saying?
I don't feel bad for this brother. You lay down with her, brother.
Did y'all see this post right here on Facebook? Why is Susie a single mom? Everybody else got their parents together and Susie is the single mom.
Well, I'm not sure. If 66% of B-dubs are single moms, is this truly out of pocket? I don't know. Could be wrong.
If anybody was going to be a single mom, it would have been Angelica. Because what? Like, who did this?
Incorrect. Why would she be the one that would? Think about it. Y'all say y'all don't need no man, single, independent, boss. They playing in y'all face. Wake up.
Because what he did to you was terrible. It was not right.
And my first baby daddy ain't no better. Shit, I was 17. I motherfucking run away. I didn't have shit. And he took me at my lowest. And we did it. And he got me pregnant. He stopped being there for me. That's not my fault. You know?
Well,
Did she just say that?
Talking about I'm a runaway. And now how can you sit here and say you a runaway? But I'm not responsible for hooking up with somebody that took me at my lowest. The lowest I placed myself in. You a runaway. You mostly ran away from home and structure. And now I'm pregnant. It ain't my fault that he did this. Holy.
So I can't settle. No matter how cute you are, no matter how much money you got, I can never settle. And I know that since I am a mom with children, I have to pick a very particular type of man. So I'm going to be single until God puts somebody in my life that's meant for me and my children.
So pretty much she said she's going to be single for the rest of her life, because getting in a relationship and finding a mate, that's a human choice. Got nothing to do with God. So
you beat me to it. You beat me to it. Stop that. Listen here. It's safe to say you should, I believe, you should rely on God for most things in your life, other than bringing another human into your life. You need to attract that with your life, with your energy, with your life choices.
I had just like a lot of demise happen in the last couple of years. Like I actually met you, Kendra, at Fox 32 News. I was doing a show when Chicago Police Department had kicked my door in. Just this September, I was, held hostage, hijacked at gunpoint. So it's
come on, man. You all here looking for a man. You are looking for a mate. We already hit on the first fucking 10 minutes or so here. We are explaining why you losing, and you keep compounding these issues, right? We already talked about some of these battles you facing are sort of unsurmountable fucking tread this path you on. How you even gonna get the, you know what I mean? Now you talking about my door being kicked in. I just been held at hostage. What man worth a damn about to bring? What man with sense? What man with any sense? Any? I'm talking about a motherfucker that can just simply read Dr. Seuss. He's smart enough to know. I gotta avoid this one.
At the end of the day, I don't want to have to lower my standards to say I got a man. Like I want what I want, and I don't want to have to, settle for less. Because I don't that when you settle, that's when you end up in the situation that I'm in now. I'm a nice person. I'm a mom, a good mom at that. And I'm just the full catch. I just think that
I don't want to settle. Serious question, lady. If you have children, small children, do you think a man, any man, I don't care how much money he make, I don't care if he make 40K, I don't care if he make $1 million a year, do not think that man is settling? Like wholeheartedly, like to the max. Like I don't think a man can settle anymore.
It's a good question. I don't. At what point is the male settling? Well, at what point? Because we never ever heard a conversation where a man say, "I settle."
Ladies, listen and learn. Some of y'all are not going to like this, but I'm hearing a lot of y'all say, I want a real man, while you're running around with fake hair, fake nails, fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows, a fake booty, fake boobs, and a fake purse. But you want a real man. The problem is you're attracting what you are, fake. That's the video. That's the video. I said what I said.
Who she thinks she is? Pressure.
Today, I hear a lot of ladies talking about how they are pressure, how they are out here applying pressure. My question is, exactly what kind of pressure are you applying? Are you applying the pressure that makes a man aspire to be more? Or are you applying the kind of pressure that collapses a man's will? That's my question. Exactly what kind of pressure are we applying out here?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Welcome. Carpet for the Horse Productions. We back. Welcome, people. Happy Saturday. Carpet for the Horse Productions. I'm Gavin X.
I'm Mr. Walker, and welcome to the Bougie Negro Podcast. Welcome this afternoon. We're so glad to have you here.
Yes, sir. So, shout out everybody in the house today, PC 76. Before we get started, shout out PC 76 for the Cash App to get the show started. He is the show sponsor for tonight. He got it off. So he started off the right way, you know, and here we are. So
There
how
we
you
go.
feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling great. Happy we finally kicked this off. The something we had been talking about. Like I said in the comment, I feel like that's how people kind of see us. You know, even though we grew up in the most humble of situations, we come here talking big stuff. And that's my nickname for this, the Bougie Negro Podcast, because we on y'all ass something terrible.
Also, he said, you know, belated happy birthday to Mr. Walker. Birthday was on the 9th, 2 days ago. So definitely appreciate any of the love y'all showing to Mr. Walker tonight via
sure.
Cash App or the like button, because that's free. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. That's absolutely free.
There you go. 37, baby, the big 37. We ain't supposed to be here. Not with this mindset, but the big 37. Thank you. It's definitely been a blessing. I'm having a ball.
Yes, sir. So here we are. Shout out Third Eye Wise in the building, or she changed her name up on us. Why not Wise anymore? Hold on.
What happened, Third Eye? Hey, listen now, you go confuse me now. Come on, what happened to the Wise? I like the Wise. Why the Wise go away?
Yeah, nothing wrong with being wise. She says happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know. Okay, so here we are. Okay, she sounds still wise. Okay, gotcha. Just making sure you weren't watching too much Love and Hip Hop or something.
That's all. Make sure y'all ain't relapsing, because it's a lot of stuff out there that'll make you relapse and not be so wise.
So yes, that's good. You're still wise, as we all are. Only way you could be watching Cart for the Horse is if you're wise and of a higher thinking, you know. So, but like I said, like the thumbnail say here, Cart for the Horse TV. Y'all probably looking and saying, what is this? This is a curveball. This is a new show we rolling out. We're gonna be doing at least once a week. We're gonna be rolling out Cart Before the Horse TV. You know, and that's something new that me and Mr. Walker have developed here over at Cart Before the Horse Productions. And it's the latest thing. We still gonna be doing, you know, single by choices with Kendra, and we got the Atlanta Street interviews. We're gonna gear up on that. And this is just something else to add to the channel for you guys. So today, and before we go any further, hold on. We got another Cash App. Shout out to Big E. Big E with the Cash App.
Hey man, Big E always coming through, man. That's dope. Who I think we got to start sending out more merch, man. That's big love. Definitely appreciate that.
Yes, that's dope. So Big E, PC76, shout out. So like I was saying, as y'all can see on the thumbnail here, you know, we got our lovely Glorilla and Chrisean Rock. So we're going to get into them and a little bit of their lip service conversation. These women are off the hook. And we just want to address some of the things that came out of their mouth, right?
That's
Along
all.
with other stuff. We got a full jam-packed show for y'all. And as y'all can see also, Miss Kelis here, we're going to bring her out to the front of the congregation. All right.
We're going to bring her to the yard with her and her tainted milkshake. Come on, Kelis, talking big mess. Can't wait.
So, yeah. So make sure you're hitting the like button. Hit the Cash App, support the show if you can. Also, click the link. Get you some merchandise that's down in the description area. Get your Cart Before the Horse hoodies, t-shirts. PC76, your hoodie should be there by Monday. Be on the lookout. Check the mailbox. Get your t-shirts, all that. So make sure y'all supporting that. The link's in the description below. And make sure you get your Cart Before the Horse gear. That's important. Make sure you're going out. You know, you got to be a walking billboard for us, if you will.
There you go. Support the channel. Support your interests. Put the money in the bag, please and thank you.
That's all. So I tell you what, before we get started, I was on one of these sites, Facebook or something. I come across something. I just wanted to get your take on it, right? So I'll pull this video up. We'll sort of mine through it real quick and get the show going here.
I see, man.
So apparently, this is a father. He just coming home from prison. He done did a stint, 15, 20, 30 years, or at least 15 years or so. And he had a son when he went into prison. He just getting out, and his son is now his daughter. All right. So what you think his reaction is going to be? You think he going to be like, what the, or what? Or how would you react? I don't know.
You know, these are instances where a simple man like me, I really can't fathom putting myself in these situations. But just from looking at that little still you had there, I gotta go to accountability. What do I think we about to see here? I'm looking at the dad with the bald head, and I can see that's a male because he look like he got beard and mustache, and he got dress on and skirt and stuff. And I would say, like I said, accountability. We got to see where this may have started, you know, and I always chalk it up to sins of the father. Sins of the father. What are you gonna do? You went off to jail for whatever reason, whatever happened. We got to understand that there's consequences to our actions. However y'all want to see this, I'm a straight man. I prefer, you know, my kids to be that way because that's who I am. Just how I could imagine if you was part of the alphabet crew. I guess you want your kids to be like that, whatever. But me being a proud straight man, something like this is a failure to me because I would have to sit there and say, oh, my kid, my young man is no longer a young man because I wasn't around. So that's why I said I will always chalk this up to sins of the father.
So a lot of the accountability would come in the fact that he would have to accept these choices.
Yes, sir.
So let's see how he reacts. Let's see.
What's up, boy?
He said, "What's up, boy?"
What else can he say? What else can he say? What else can he say?
That might be inappropriate. He might get
it ain't about that. Then there we go. We're gonna get into it now because y'all gotta understand that this is a shock to a straight man. Y'all gotta understand the position of the straight male. This is a shock. Like, oh wow, you a whole boy. You look like a man. You kind of look like, you know, Prince or something. You got the whole deal going. What else can he do? But you know, what else can he do? What else can he say? He in a state of shock. Don't get that twisted. Men had their shock very well. He just what else can he? What up, boys? What else can he say?
Because that's the last. Remember, he said last time I seen you probably was like 8-year-old boy. Mm-hmm. That's all I remember.
Gotta eat that. Gotta eat that. I think, considering the circumstance, he's handling it well. Considering the circumstance, what else can he do?
Man, okay.
What's up, boy?
What you do? Take a class?
So is you surprised? Kinda. You ain't no kind of surprise. Was it worth the wait? Yeah, it's all right.
This is wild. That's see what I'm saying? Oh man.
He done slapped him on his exposed sad meat. I don't know what's like. See, it's a lot. Understand? It's a lot going on. What he said? Oh boy.
So she said, Rashina, shout out to Rashina. She said maybe the dad's not, you know, straight, and maybe prison opened his eyes up.
Open up his perspective. Yeah, open up his perspective. All right. And let's get into it since we're here. So since Rashida wanna dive into this dark hole, here we go. So no pun intended. This is madness. So prison is not a normal place to be. That's not a natural, normal, safe environment for anybody. Prison is not an environment anyone should have to learn to navigate. What comes along with that is lifelong trauma, pain, PTSD, all of the above. And so this brother, he done got out of prison. He done had to deal with prison life. As Rashina said, his perspective most likely has been changed. However you want to put that, wherever you want to label that up under, it's been changed for better or for worse, whatever. And now he comes out to this sins of the father. You got to deal with this. This is karma. If you ask me, we can't leave our kids out here unprotected in these messed up situations. Because what do we expect to happen? What do we expect to happen? The only thing he can do at this point is accept it. What else can he do? Because any type of rejection or non-acceptance is only going to produce a worse outcome. It's only going to get worse. His son / daughter I would imagine only act out more. You know, you ain't been here. There you go. That man ain't got no square to stand on as far as being a disciplinarian or saying anything. He got no square to stand on. He is squareless. He fresh out the pen.
So here we go. Look, before we get back into this, make sure y'all hitting the like button. Also, shout out to Tamara for the cash app. Appreciate it. Also, shout out to Big E for another cash app. Appreciate it. We're going to get back into this here. Like I said, make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I ain't going to lie to you. I thought when he first seen his son, I thought the first thing he was going to do, I thought he was going to be like,
fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please.
But apparently not. Apparently not. So,
man, he can't. He at least that wise where he knows I can't come here with no pushback or resistance. I got to eat this. Whatever come through this dough, I got to deal with it in the most humble way. And yeah, several pieces said it. And that's how straight men see this. This seemed a little romantic because how she hugged up on him. Come on, man. Somebody talk to me. No man is going to hug up on another man like this. That's why it gets all twisted and warped as far as, you know, the alphabet community probably want to be coming in. And yeah, this is bad. Don't no man hug up on another man like that at all. In the slides, it don't work. It don't work. Hugs between men should always be fairly awkward. Shouldn't be like that's wild.
Man. Okay. So, like I said, let me rewind this. Shout out to Third Eye Wise, who is to make sure get that right. So that's Third Eye Wise with the cash out. Or Third Eye. Let me get that right. It's
I don't know. You know what, Third Eye? I'm a bit of an a-hole, so I might just start calling you Wise since you took it off. I just start calling you Wise. I like Wise.
So look, man, we'll finish getting through this. This is definitely strange. The son has on a bathing suit. That's a bathing suit.
Come on, man. Seriously, I think a comedian talked about this. Should no man, come on, somebody please just roll with me here. Should no man be wearing a shirt that's snapped between the legs? You know, because either that's a bathing suit or that's one of them onesie deals. Where it's not.
Or it's both. Man. So here we are. Like I said, if y'all ain't been watching, what we see in here is the father. He's been in prison for over a decade, maybe 15 years. He just got out of prison. When he went to prison, he had a young son. When he got out of prison, don't know what he got yet. So we're going to keep mine through this.
Yeah, he do. He know exactly what he's looking at. He know what it is. And I feel sorry for that young man that fancies himself a woman. We got to act like there's not some degree of hurt at the least that comes along with stuff like this. That's all I'm saying. Why is it such an issue? We must admit that something like this comes with some degree of hurt, confusion, and or trauma. Can we please just acknowledge that? That's all.
Love you. Love you.
I didn't think you said it was gonna come this soon.
Did you even suspect it, Gregory?
Did you suspect that you granny? What you say?
Did you even suspect it?
Not really.
How see, and that's the thing. This brother here with the skirt on, he acting more feminine than most of the women I know I've been exposed to around the hood. And that's why it has become so disturbing. This brother said, you know what? I can outdo you ladies. That's how I see this. He said, I can outdo y'all as far as femininity and carrying on, you know, the walk and talk of a woman. It's wild. And it definitely seems sexual. It's wild. It's wild. He, like you said, the eye contact all in his face. That's your daddy. You his son. You know, come on, please. It's a lot, but he handled it well. God bless. God bless.
So there we are. Yeah, that was that. You know,
that was that.
Like Willie said, the net of it, sins of the father. He has to be responsible for his son.
There you go.
And that is what it is. You know, just thought that was very interesting. I like I said, I caught that. I was watching. I said, man, that's wild.
It's always gonna fall back on accountability. Always, whether it's a man or woman. Ain't no favorites over here. It can't never work that way. But it's always gonna fall back on accountability of someone. And most likely it's gonna be the parent.
So we're going to switch gears a little bit here and show more of what's going on in the community. And we're going to bring our fellow sister Glorilla out to the front of the congregation and see what she's talking about on one of her casual conversations she has. So,
Eric Holland said the father didn't handle well. I tell you what, here's what else could he do? He's fresh out of jail. What could he have done? That's what I said. He has no square to stand on. He can't come in and say anything. What he gonna say? Boy, what you doing? What you doing with that skirt on? What can he say?
Okay, so PC 76 and Eric Holland saying pretty much the same thing. I get it, like you said. That's rough.
Yeah, I ain't saying hug up on him and all that. Like I said, I don't think any of us outside of being in that situation can say what we would have done or not have done. At the same time, man,
this is Big E. Shout out, dog.
Okay.
Big E is the show sponsor. You definitely the show sponsor right now, big dog.
Thank you.
Hey, we always need a different perspective. We definitely ain't in the echo chamber up here, man.
For sure.
Yeah, like you said.
There you go. Do I think he should have been hugging up? No, but I can't be a hypocrite. I don't know what he was supposed to do, but I do know he wasn't supposed to go in there and say, hey, don't do this. You should be doing that. He got to tread most lightly because he's been absent. He can't come in all, drill instructor. That will never work. So he gotta try to work this out best he can. But heck, what's going to change? Because we talked about this as a man, as a straight man, once certain lines are crossed, you can't come back across.
There you go.
And because manhood is fragile. It just is. Manhood is very fragile. You can't come back from certain stuff.
So with that being said, like I said, we're gonna switch gears here. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Support the show. Hit the Cash App. It's pinned to the top of the chat. It's also in the description. And we're gonna get into this next video here.
Little dicks know they have little dicks, or you think
they know? They fucking know.
Yeah. They might not know. They might be thinking,
know.
They know. Isn't it the biggest shock when you either reach down or you look and you're like, oh, I gotta work with that?
When I first started having sex, I didn't want to be rude. I ain't want.
He's so nice.
Yeah, she's so southern.
I didn't want to be rude. But that I just let them do it, and I'd be like, oh my god.
You I got it started already.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my
but
god. Now.
And see, and this the conversation a lot of time on the internet right now. Big conversation, body count. And this is where you can start to magnify things, right? Because now she's giving this interpretation. She said, yeah, the ones with the little ones, that's why I just be laying there. The context that y'all give is that this happened many times with many men. Y'all don't understand. Y'all want people to read between these wicked lines, and that's what I'm getting. Yeah, the ones with little ones, you just lay there, but the other ones, and then them ones, and then like, oh, you see what I'm saying? And then it's context.
Yes. And I never listen here. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. It never is in a woman's best interest to be sitting there talking about y'all sexual exploits ever. It's just not smart sitting there talking all this mess. And whoever had the little winky, he probably know, and he most likely gonna see these being public figure women, all out in the media. So most likely Mr. Lil Wee Wee gonna see this. And now you gotta deal with that backlash or that hate, that anger, whatever going on, that drama.
So several pieces says, these size doesn't matter when you have walls unless micro. What's that mean?
There we go. Let's listen here. I understand why a lot of males really want to forfeit manhood because it's a lot of stipulations. So I don't know. The whole micro weenie thing. That's tough. And that it's messed up, man. Because women
there you go. Like you said, I'm blessed. I've done faced lots of obstacles in my life, but I'm blessed to not have to fight some of these fights some brothers got to fight.
That's all. But that ain't fair. That's not cool. I could not imagine. But that's not cool to keep pointing that out. Because I'll tell you what, I know for sure a lot of these goofy brothers ain't so quick to talk about, smells they may have had to endure or just a terrible sexual experience themselves. So let's stop. It never behooves anyone to talk bad about any of their sexual experiences and talk bad about, just learn and move on. But the fact that you talk about it, y'all start to put yourself in this box of ratchet whore like women. You got to stop. You got to stop. There's nothing feminine about sitting here talking about your exes or your past weenie sizes. That's just wild. Just uncalled for. But if you want to do, go ahead, have at it. This is 2023. I'm tripping. Do what you want. Just take what comes along with it. People gonna look at you a certain way. They're gonna respond a certain way. We was watching a panel yesterday. Shout out to my man, correct me if I'm wrong, had the live panel last night. And on the panel, one of the sisters said, if I went out here and did what I wanted to do, society would look at me different. And that's a good mindset to have. If you say, you know what, I feel like being a little hot in the ass or being loose with my D-discipline, just understand how society's going to look at you and how it's going to affect your life overall. We can't go through life talking about, I had some raging whole phase, man or woman, and then think we're going to go out and get every single thing we desire. No, because via those decisions, we begin to forfeit some experiences.
Send me a picture.
Because there's no way to tell.
No way.
Yeah. Like, you can't just look and tell. I guess guys can't look at us and tell if we have good pussy either, though.
No.
I mean, but that's another conversation. Like, I just feel like it's easier to fuck a female and it not be bad. Cause like, it's a pussy. If they like you, it's gonna get wet. It's gonna feel like a pussy. Like, it ain't no size, none of it.
Yeah, guys don't care what you look like, whatever. They don't even care if you just lay there.
They gonna for sure nut.
Ain't none of that true. I tell you what.
You know who they talking about. Even these women. You gotta understand. Y'all say, oh, this is Glorilla and Angela Lee. They got bread and resources. Even they can throw up the Nug Nug bat symbol. He everywhere.
Trying to tell you, Nug Nug is in the hood. Nug Nug in Bankhead, Buckhead. He in Soho, New York. He in Compton. He everywhere. So anybody can throw out that Nug Nug bat symbol. They sit here talking about, oh, you could just lay there. And they talking so ratchet and nasty. I tell you, it's painful for my tender ears. But they sitting here talking about a guy you could just lay there, this and that. Wrong, sister. You're wrong. They ain't speaking too much truth at all. They talking about their anecdotal circumstances dealing with Nug Nug and Nug Nug individuals. That's what they talking about. Because Ain't no way. I'm trying to tell y'all something. With a real man that knows his value and out here on his purpose, go ahead, try to lay there if you want to.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like she said, what is bad intercourse for a man, right? And like you said, it
just
could
laying
go
there,
along the lines of
just laying there,
or just starting with the smell, or it ain't sweet and watery, all that.
Starfish sex, as Kev would say.
They get into saying every man got to be well endowed. Y'all got to stop this, because most women would say that you got to know yourself. A real woman would say you got to know yourself, and they gonna make it work. Obviously, like the woman said before, it can't be micro. We ain't even gonna get into that. But for a woman to say she need Mandingo on the nightly, you got to stop. That shows how scorned and how traumatized your wound is.
There you go. Here's my thought on it. To have a good session of physical intimacy, she got to like the man, and the man has to be confident. You get those two, and you can work that out. She got to like him, and he has to be confident. Because if she don't like him, it ain't gonna be sweet watery guts. It's gonna be the Sahara Desert. And if he ain't confident, she gonna feel it, and it's still gonna be dry. He gotta be confident. She got to like him, and then it'll work. As far as just the physical part, that is.
It's gonna feel like a pussy. Like it.
Yeah, that's why we gotta be more particular.
Hard. Yeah, that's why I be so stingy. Like my first little couple experience, I said,
Do you get a lot of dick pics?
Yes, I be blocking them. Could be people I don't know, like just random people sending them.
Well, if random people do, like I'm sure everybody here gets them.
I'm sure you get a lot of dick pics.
Oh Lord! So I actually make a game. I actually make a game out of it. I'm like, okay, send me a reference point. So I make them like run around the house and get different things, or get a ruler.
To see. Yeah. Okay.
We actually used to have an email address for lip service for people to send their dick pics, and we would rate them.
You should bring that back.
Yeah,
definitely should bring that
Pretty
back.
dick swag at Gmail.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I get paid a lot for dick ratings.
And actually some guys like for you to like insult their dick.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's like a huge thing too.
Boy, oh boy.
What are they talking about?
So she said she get paid for guys. So a guy would send her his Johnson. I don't even know if I can keep letting this going because they own one. And she said a guy would send her his Johnson, and they would pay her to rate it. Like, what do you think? Do I got a good one, bad one? And she maybe got like a fee, like $50. I'll tell you what it looked like.
Holy smokes.
These pro brothers out here.
And that's what I was saying. There's nothing more dangerous or detrimental than a unconfident and insecure man, or I'm gonna say male, a Y chromosome carrier, because they out here looking for validation through these type of sources. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna send some strange lady my phallus and say, hey, tell me what you think, and I'm hoping I get a good grade so that I can feel better about myself. That is a fight I'm not equipped to fight, and I thank God for my struggle. But y'all brothers gotta stop, and because y'all brothers out there sending ladies like this picture of y'all phallus talking about what you think about it. Y'all the reasons why they think they could just lay there. They the reasons why they think that they vagina is good no matter what. They always calling y'all broke, dusty. Y'all fit in that mode of the munch. I think that's the new term today, a munch. You a whole munch, a sip, I think is the equivalent of a munch. You'll do anything for some cat. Calm down.
So here we are. I'm gonna try to mine through a little bit more of this. But yeah, they getting a little egregious, so we'll see.
They be young,
especially the small ones. Like,
they love it.
It be young dudes doing the rating stuff.
What's that?
They be young, or they just be all straight old people.
They're everywhere.
Yeah,
yes.
old people.
I
know the old dudes be doing it.
They be like, Tell me my dick is little.
Tell me my
over
dick
the
is
belly that's this
wrinkly.
big.
Yeah.
I was like, proportionally, when your stomach's to here and your penis
Aw.
is this big, like it even looks tinier, baby.
Have you ever had somebody like that?
Not
have you been
sexually,
physically? Yeah.
but I've gotten lots of photographs.
Not sexually. You're
But you're
lucky.
not
You
We were
just
talking
love-
about before the show started. We were talking about you like looking at vaginas.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's incredibly fascinating. All of the different looks of different vaginas.
So you like
we were
girls?
talking about fat vaginas and juicy vaginas and regular, and then there's
Because Laura
the
has
heavy-
a juicy vagina.
She does. I love the word juicy vagina. Like that in itself is
So you
powerful,
like girls?
right? What's that?
What you're witnessing here is sexual liberation at its finest. They are sexually liberated. They are free to do and say whatever they want. That is what we're witnessing on full display.
This is amazing. I'm here for this crazy train. So she said she likes rating penises and she enjoys looking at vaginas. Holy smokes. So here's my thing. If you ask me, women have a very cunning way and cunning ways of letting you know they just perverts. Just raging perverts. Because she's sitting here all hoity-toity. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, I rate guys winkies. And I do enjoy looking at a good vagina. No, you a whole freak lady. Calm down with your horny self. And that's fine. But I gotta give it to the ladies. Ladies are the best at covering up they hyper freakiness. How you just really like judging penises and observing vaginas. That's your thing. I bet.
Amazing.
Like girls?
I will definitely do a girl. Absolutely.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have a preference?
prefer men.
Okay.
I prefer men.
Okay.
I get a better orgasm. I get a better experience. I feel like there's definitely overall sexually, I'm more attracted to men, but there are some girls that I'm like, damn, girl crush.
So it'd be great for you, a man and a girl, because
Oh hell yes, that would be Gigi's dream.
See, and I always question that because I feel like a lot of times women, we do it for the men. We do it because a man wants to see us with another woman. So it's interesting when women are like, no, I actually
enjoy
Oh, no,
this
yeah,
is cool.
there's
Yeah.
girls out here that like girls because they like.
No,
they
I know
actually,
they're girls.
suggest
Usually, but
it.
when it's like a threesome, I always feel like a lot of times women, we do it for men sometimes. But it's cool when we do it for ourselves.
I think kissing a girl is so sexy. Like a girl's lips. Guys don't have lips like girls do. So it's
that's
so,
true. Women do have
so
different lips.
soft, and they are so much more gentle. Guys can be so aggressive when they're kissing. So kissing a girl is probably the best part.
Like you said, sexual liberation at an all-time high. There ain't no bounds, no rules, none of that. They could do whatever they want, see fit, and they make it sound so nice and pleasant. That's what's amazing.
Because like you always say, is this good for the children? Like, come on.
There you go. Come on. Hey, Johnny, your mama was just up on the YouTube channel there talking about freaking men and women. She said she take whatever come her way, Johnny. What you think about that? What your mama into tonight? Y'all got, and I hope for the sake of her kids, I hope she doesn't have kids in high school. You know that we'll have to endure this because y'all know today's kids are ruthless. They only looking for bullets to put in their gun as far as the insults they trying to throw out there. That's all they looking for. We gotta start before we jump up on these platforms as parents, at the least as parents, we got to think, you know, how is this going to affect my kids? And we actually fancy ourselves role models. So we just got to think, you know, well, we both got kids, but we got to think, you know, how do we look to our culture? How are we representing our people? Because it's too many people out there, men and women, that don't care to properly represent the culture or the people. And sitting up here again, all willy-nilly talking about your sexual exploits and your hyper freakiness, it's not best for the group. If you want to sit there and have it in some closed doors at a little ski lodge where there ain't cameras and lights everywhere for the world to see, we get it. Go ahead, have your little group therapy sessions.
I guess that's the whole deal behind, this Angela Yee and her show, this lip service, and that's a niche of women, these liberated women. They go in there and they talk about what they want to talk about. This is a thing. So for us, we like, man, why don't you do this behind closed doors? But for them, they like, we doing this just like y'all doing this, I guess. It is. But like you said, y'all got to understand the long-term repercussions with the children and all. So
that's all. Say what you want, do what you want. Be as liberated and freaky deaky as you see fit. Just understand that there may be repercussions to this, especially if you have children, because the world is cruel and they only out there to get you.
So here we are. We're going to stay along here with this lip service. I saw something else on here we'll mind through real quick before we get to the main topic here.
Senior period.
PC 76 said, I can't wait till 10 years from now and it hits them. And that's what we're saying. Time is undefeated. Time is undefeated. Eventually, time going to show you that, hey, that decision you made 10 years ago was either a good decision or a bad decision. Time will tell.
So you don't have sex in your period?
Why she saying it like that?
So what did you say?
I do.
Period, she does. And she said it with her Baltimore accent.
No,
what you mean?
I do.
I do.
Yes.
Y'all funny as fuck. So you do have sex, so there's nothing off.
Running them red lights. Lay that towel down.
No towel. I was just about to say no towel.
She said, fuck them sheets. We gonna buy some new ones because we got
I don't
money.
believe that heavy.
I don't either. I know it's a little TMI, y'all, but
here we go. I don't bleed that heavy. Like you said, I don't know, man. I think I'm just as freaky as the next man, but I've never ran any red lights. Damn sure not intentionally. Damn sure not intentionally. That just, teach his own, I guess.
I'm going, yes, for sure, to each his own. I can't stress it, like Gavin said. Understand something, audience. I'm going to give you a little perspective. The first book I ever bought when I went to college, the very first book I ever purchased whenever I got my little refund check or whatever, was the Kama Sutra. And that's coming from the hood and having that pressure that you got to be a stud in the bedroom. I swear to goodness, was the Kama Sutra. So I understand the nastiness, but some stuff, just shut up. Just keep it to yourself. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop being so nasty and raunchy and ratchet. Everything really shouldn't be discussed, if you ask me. Not on camera. Be vague about it. They talking about, oh, I don't bleed that heavy, yada yada. Like, y'all really, they love giving you visuals and painting a vivid picture, then say, oh, I'm TMI. No, you knew it was TMI before you said it. Ain't nobody trying to hear none of that. But you know what I guess they would say? If you don't want to hear it, then why y'all watching this shit then? Because we think it's a problem to address.
Because these are the leader, like you said. The modern woman in relationships are modeling themselves after this Chrisean Rock and this Blueface. That's what people, they like this toxic stuff. So we trying to save the babies in the and we have, daughters, nieces, nephews, and all that shit, cousins. So that's what it's about. I ain't trying to save these people on camera at all.
No,
but they have an extreme influence on the youth. So we got to give some pushback on this shit.
There you go. We're addressing, because even though these women like this love saying, oh, I'm not a role model, I'm not your role model. You are, but you are. Are these young girls, some of these young boys have deemed these women as their champion. The Glorillas, the Angela Yees and the Kelises of the world, they have deemed these women their champion. So we got to say, hey, y'all can listen and pay attention to what they're saying, but understand where it's going to get you down the line. Don't go talking and acting in this behavior if you wish to get married and have the man of your dreams be monogamous to you, because there's so many things that come with that. That's what y'all ain't understanding.
There you go. Because even this Chrisean Rock, and she went just on Christmas Eve, they got photos with Blueface with his other baby mama and his other family. That's what you got to deal with when you act like her. She don't
see
get
that.
peace. She don't get monogamy. She get all the chaos and all the dysfunction.
Look at this post sister Chrisean Rock, and I pray for her, because this ain't gonna end well with this post sister. She out here. This is y'all champion. She light skinned like y'all want to be. Talk to me. She got the long hair like y'all want. She got the baby hair. She got that missing tooth. That's a whole deal. She most likely get paid to keep that tooth out. I guarantee you. She's getting
real quick, between her and Glorilla, what's the deal with these women with these fucking chains and stuff on like men?
Because they want to be men. They are men. They men with vaginas. That's all. They men with that. And that's, you listen to them. They got neck tattoos, the chains. They are men. They act like men. She's sitting there with her legs open, cussing. Oh yeah, y'all funny as fuck. These are hard and rough around the edge dudes.
Okay.
They drink all day. Like, I don't know how many little quick clips I have seen of this poor Chrisean rock girl, and she wasn't busting down on some Hennessy or some alcohol. That can't be good for your body chemistry all around, especially as a woman. Just sitting down, busting down on alcohol all day. Come on.
I don't either. I know it's a little TMI, y'all, but I really don't.
You never said, Blueface, you never was like, let's wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, plenty of times.
When you're on your period, that's when you're supposed to be just giving head.
When you're on your period, that's when you're the horniest. You really want it more when you're on your period.
Right before my period come on, is Jesus.
Yeah, I'm
a whole fucking weirdo.
There's a lot going on during that time. You're emotional, your hormones is acting crazy.
It'd be me and the demons.
Sheesh. Masturbating.
Me and the demons.
I know, but my second day is very heavy. I'm not trying to have sex that day.
What?
It's disgusting. No, like my second day, my period is heavy, so I'm not doing that on my second day. But the first day is okay, and then the third day. But there's that one day that I'm like, it's too messy.
Yeah, I did it once for my period, and I was like, I can't do this.
It's like a crime scene.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Pull out the caution tape for me, because we making a crime scene.
Now I'm just like,
like, how do we get here?
We talk about blood.
She said next question.
So do you ever pull out, or do you just...
You come inside me.
He don't pull out.
I was gonna ask that.
He don't pull out.
I tell you what, I can't. There ain't no way I'm sitting there and during this conversation sitting there. He got to be getting paid for this because he just sitting there and this is a bad stance for a man.
It's painful.
This is a bad stance for a man. You sitting there in this room with all these women, and they just sitting there talking like, like you a whole boy toy. Hey, what you be doing? You be pulling out? What you do? You be coming in? Bad.
This is the culture. This is the culture.
PC76 says she had no father growing up in her life. I tell you what, there's a strong chance that is true. At the same time, there is a video that I think we had up on our channel. Yeah. And Blueface actually knocked her daddy out, if I'm correct.
Yeah, her daddy was trying to come play that fly by night.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
yeah.
He came through,
Don't be touching my daughter.
Yeah. 10 years too late. Let's get that understood. He definitely 10, 20 years too late, but he ended up getting knocked out. So that's what I mean. Like, there's so much trauma and confusion in these dynamics, these relationships, these situationships. Because y'all got to understand, this story does not end with Chrisean Rock and Blueface getting married. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of them women up there are currently married.
No, not tomorrow.
So there we are. So you see this behavior, just ask yourself, do I wish to get married or not? If I wish to get married, I don't want to follow this blueprint. If I do wish to get married, if I don't wish to get married, then I go ahead and be sexually liberated and F all my life.
Yeah, so Big E said, how proud would you be if this was your daughter? I would be disappointed, like we always say, if you are going to meet a man like a Blueface, you want him to have resources and stuff, but you also want him to be a gentleman and a respectable, honorable man. I would rather my daughter, work at Walmart and just work her life away than have to deal with a man like that, this type of nonsense.
Yeah, that trauma different. Hegs, no. And that's the thing. It don't pay to show up in your daughter's life 10 years too late or whatever, however many years too late, and then want to try to give them some structure whenever they up against, a nug supreme here. Is you gotta do better. as fathers. But here we go. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I guess Blueface is a certified nug. He at least carries himself that way. So, the damage is done. Like Gavin said, this is so bad. Yeah, I definitely would prefer, my daughters to end up, working, like you said, Walmart, whatever, rather than dealing with an individual like this that's going to most likely put her in an early grave via alcoholism or some type of opioid addiction. Yes, but none of that shit going to happen in this reality. But no, definitely would not want this to be my daughter. No, ain't going to allow it to happen. No. No.
So, yeah, we're going to switch gears off of that. Just wanted to touch on that. We get into the main topic here tonight. So, I seen madness. We'll show y'all some madness. Stay with me now. The federal government recently made a huge mistake in the Black community. And people are up in arms. So I just want to get y'all take on this and see if y'all think that this is some BS. So I'm going to pull a couple photos up here. Give me 1 second. Also, make sure y'all hitting the like button. Support the show. Cash App. We appreciate it. I'm going to pull a couple photos up here. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to show y'all some of this debauchery. And then y'all can say, oh, man, that's messed up.
Make sure you hitting the like button. Make sure y'all telling y'all friends and family to subscribe to the Bougie Negro podcast. Support the channel, support your interests, and as always, put the money in the bag, please and thank you.
Appreciate it. So here we are. What y'all seeing here are fully loaded carts at Walmart. All right. This is Walmart. What happened was you got EBT and PDEB. I hope I'm saying this right. All right. And they send out the money on the access cards. Well, I guess there was a mistake and they sent out money by accident. So people were sitting there. They knew they weren't supposed to get no stamps. But all of a sudden, everybody like, hey, check your card, girl, check your card. You know how that go, be like a Facebook timeline. Check your cards, we loaded. So everybody starts sending out the message, and people went to Walmart because they know, hold on, something wrong. Let me go spend this bread right now. So you had a store full of people. They all loading their carts up. As they get into the register, you can't make this up. As they walk into the register, the federal government start taking the money back off of the cards. So all these people got loaded up baskets, and they get up there and ain't no money on their cards, and they left, and that's what y'all see in here. So they walked away, and everybody left their full cards, and they like, y'all keep everything. I ain't paying for this. Y'all keep that. Full cards.
Do y'all not understand the mayhem, the drama that was going on at these checkouts whenever Bone Quisha and Couch Nico showed up to try to cash out, and that shit said decline, beep, 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 whatever sound they make, whatever, beep, 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 beep.
And if you behind them in line and you see them, and it was just like a domino effect, and then people, after that, everybody started abandoning ship.
See, come on. And here we are. Let's go ahead and connect a couple of dots here. So y'all out here, Bonquisha, y'all love dating Nug Supreme, El Couch Negro, all of the above. And y'all don't even know what it feels like to experience real security. Here we are. Y'all go up and y'all go to checkout because you think you got some stamps, and the stamps ain't there. And the only choice you have, you got two choices actually. You can either do what they did, you can abandon this cart in the middle of the store, or you can try to make a rough with it. Both have happened. But there we go. Your man, that individual right next to you or behind you with his pajama pants on with the Y chromosome, he should be there with a backup plan at all times. At all times. Oh, the food stamps ain't hit, baby. Don't worry. I got it. We're going to make this work. To be a real man, here you go. Here's a gem. You must work your way into being 100% resourceful as a man. You must work yourself into that position or be there. But this is, understand them conversations going home were not pleasant. Bonquisha wasn't just blaming Big Daddy government for them funds not being there. She looked over at Nug Nug and said, it would have been nice to have a man to help and support me. You broke, dusty Negro. Y'all know them conversations on the way home were traumatic. The punk ass baby daddy got it. The kids got it. Whoever they could reach on the other side of that phone, as far as that government stimulus package, they got it. Everybody caught hell. I'm trying to tell you. And the cash register, the cashier, he or she caught heck. All of them. I actually would have paid at least $100 to be in one of these Walmarts and experience the madness, because it was a show. You know it was.
So what do they do with all the groceries? What they gonna do with all this stuff now?
You see what I'm saying? And here we go. Snowball effect. Now you already got these overworked, underpaid employees. Y'all know how them Walmart workers be. They ain't trying to talk to nobody. They'll walk right past you, want to acknowledge you. And now y'all done left all these full carts, everything from clothes to produce to dairy, and they got to try to get all this stuff back. Let me tell you something. Walmart about to experience a lot of shrink, in the upcoming week because of this. Shrink is when stuff end up missing, just gone, and ain't nobody pay for it. That's shrink. That's what the government, that's what the corporations call theft, or things that's called shrink. So Walmart about to experience a lot of shrink because them poor workers that's supposed to be putting that stuff back on the shelf, a lot of that stuff going to end up damaged in the garbage because
it's a scenario where they say this stuff don't go back on the shelf, and then maybe the workers made out and they like, y'all can split this, take whatever, first come first serve, y'all take whatever, because we can't.
All of the above are options. Both of us being in the workforce, we know how this go. Yeah, it's a strong possibility. Like, look, people done touched it. Whatever COVID protocol, yada yada yada. We won't put it back on the shelf. Hey y'all, and every
maybe that's some kind of insurance for it. I don't know.
There you go. Maybe, hopefully, at the end of the day. But the short term is chaos. That's short term. Sitting there, angry workers, and now some poor manager got to try to figure out how to make this. Got to do damage control. But I'm sorry, but I find it hilarious. There ain't no way you women should be going out like this. I'm telling you.
Well, where does this come from, right? This is 2023. Let's mine this out.
Okay.
All right. It's 2023. Where does this come from? This is a culture. So I'm going to pull up a video. I'm going to share it with y'all, and we're going to get to the root of this, and we're going to mine this out.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. 1. The rest of you who don't.
So here we are. It's 2023. This is 1986. All right, we're going back almost 40 years.
It's my birth year, baby. 37 years ago, 86. That's my birth year. And here we are.
86. So none of us, people aren't even born yet. You gotta understand. These are the modern women of 86. These are the 1920. He said, raise your hand if you want to be married to your baby's father.
These are mamas.
Yes. Yes. Stay with me. We're gonna mine this out. We in 2023. Where did these women come from? Where we just hit on the welfare and abandoning carts and, like you said, no man, all that. Where does this culture come from? As you see the quote up here, I think I can make it as a single parent. This is the first generation of the debauchery. All right. So here we are.
Plan to get married. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. It's a lot of responsibility.
She said, you already got a whole child. What I want to marry this Negro for? I got to worry about this child. Now I got to worry about a family. Now,
there, right there. This is 1986. This is the beginning. This is ground zero. Listen to her frame of mind. She said, I got kids. What I look like dealing with a man, I already got enough responsibility. That's too much responsibility. Do you not understand that that man that you're supposed to marry before you carry, he's there to help you with said load, with said
And
responsibility.
there we are, because people gonna say, well, what do y'all say about the men? Let's play devil's advocate, like you just hit on. You got to find a good man. We can't just paint with this nug brush. Y'all ain't gonna paint everybody with this nug colored brush.
Here we go. Here we go. So you say, what about the men? Understand, if a man came up to his friend and said, dang, man, I married this woman. You know, I knew what she was. She was whatever. She was a dancer, an exotic dancer, whatever. And I married her, and she actually took me for everything I had, man. And that's messed up. Like, you stupid Negro. Why would you do that? You knew who she was before you got with her, and you probably was warned. So, case in point with the women, y'all know who y'all dealing with. That's why you got that stress, because you know the nug you looking to mate with or already have mated with, you know he ain't about to help you with a daggone thing. He probably told you to your face. He probably climbing through your window just to get them cookies. It's all bad.
So that's the moral of the story. Y'all got to make better decisions. You can't mate with any man and then put it on all men. It don't work like that. So
understand, we're driving the point home as far as accountability and responsibility. Listen to their words. This is 1986, and they're sitting there saying, I just want my kids. It's too much responsibility to deal with a man. No one told them that. They come up with
watch their mama. Here we go. I done watched my mama. She was a homemaker. She didn't get to do, yada, yada, yada. This is that generation. They come from married households, most of them.
There you go. And they call them the silent generation. Women like this here will call her mother and them the silent generation, saying, oh, they didn't speak up. No, it ain't that they speak up. It's because they most likely had peace and weren't much to talk about. You got it. As you mature,
didn't look happy. They didn't look happy.
As you mature, your state of mind changes. What gives me peace and makes me happy today ain't the same things as yesteryear. For my birthday, I went out with my wife and kids, and we went and had an amazing dinner. That gave me peace and fulfillment. I was happy as a lark. Back in college, no. I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to be somebody's VIP. I'm trying to be the center of attention, yada, yada, yada. No. So we got to mature this. Arrested Development.
That's here we hit on Arrested Development. There you go. Bring it full circle. A lot of people don't mature. They can't grow out of that.
Arrested Development, please. We got to understand just how rampant the Arrested Development is in our community. Arrested Development is whenever your mental state is stuck. It's arrested back, usually at a point of extreme or intense trauma. And you can't come from that. So a lot of these nugs and these modern women be talking like they 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, because that's where their development has been arrested at. And that's why they talk like this. That's why you got Glorilla up here with a whole bag and resources now. But coming from where she from and that Arrested Development, you're only going to get so much. So that's why you get these women here in 1986 talking about, I think I could do it. Arrested Development, trauma, misunderstanding of what happiness is. Stop searching for happiness. Happiness is fleeting. You're looking for peace and fulfillment.
And that's another thing. Just to shout out to PC76, he's saying glad he made it out, made the cut, which he called the 80s. The government, the crack messed up a lot of stuff. And that is true. So when you hit on a lot of these men, even when we talk about these women here, this is during the crack era. So a lot of these people didn't stand a chance. So we ain't here to necessarily condemn them.
There you go.
We try to shine the light, because as we just seen, we're bringing this full circle with the photos we just showed before and abandoning carts in Walmart. We still relying on these same systems. These women still got this same mindset. It's been 40 years and it's been detrimental to the whole community. It does not work, and we got to do away with it. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as I can make it as a single parent. That's nonsense.
No. But yeah, we are not overlooking the crack epidemic, never ever. And I don't mind bringing it up. That is a source of my fire and my ambition. You know, I'm a certified crack baby. I was born under the influence of crack and alcohol. And so, yeah, it's not lost. And I always say a lot of stuff on those parents back there in the 80s was not their fault. They had no idea what crack was going to do to the community. Had no idea. It was a party drug, is my understanding. So not that cold and harsh, like, oh, y'all just wrong. No, we get it. We humans. But it may not have been y'all fault. But at some point, you got to say it's your responsibility. It's the hardest pill to swallow. It's not my fault, but it's my responsibility. I got to make the most out of this ride. But we'll never overlook the crack epidemic. No.
Woo, my man PC76. He said, we glad you made it back. He back. Mr. Walker back, but I tell you what, he had these things that I call fits. He got everlasting effects of that crack. Understand? I know. Trust me. It's all right. He manages it well, though. But he back. We glad to have him back, baby.
That's all.
And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so, you know, it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
There we
not
go.
Substantially important in the family. That is man.
That is nuclear.
That's killing.
That's
and
nuclear.
That's why we in this position. No other culture of anybody said something like that, and that's why the cultures thrive, because there are men.
That statement coming from that woman holding that baby, that's the equivalent to Chernobyl on the black community. What she just said. She said, men are not a crucial part to the family, not needed. That was Chernobyl. If y'all know what Chernobyl is where a nuclear accident happened and it's just deserted. There is no helping it. The radiation level is still too high to go in and try to do anything. And that statement there was the equivalent on the urban community as far as our social economic position. Terrible. That was it. Coming from a beautiful young single mom, I guess. I don't know if they called themselves single moms back then. I guess so.
So here we are. We got Third Eye in the comment. Shout out. She said she was 21 back in 86. All right. And she said, I was busy starting a career, but I don't excuse myself. I could have easily been one of these girls. Something in me saw this wasn't it. Wasn't all. So, you know, she said that was a decade the black family fell apart.
Yes, it
That's
was.
absolutely true. The
Yes.
80s, we never recovered from the 80s. And a lot of us are products of that. And one way or the other, it's just all bad.
There you go. And so we all acknowledge that. And that's why we talk about the Victim Olympics, even though we acknowledge these unfair circumstances and them just horrific and heinous circumstances, almost, warlike stuff on the black community. But we got to acknowledge it ain't our fault, and it was messed up. It was wrong. We've been bamboozled, all that. But we got to do something about it. There's no time to be trying to place first, second, or third in the Victim Olympics. Got to roll with the punches and make the most out of it.
So we hit on about the men. What comes from this era? What type of men come? This is like where Nug Nug and the birth of Nug Nug. Then you start getting into the, like we just said, food stamps and child support, yada, yada, yada. So
there you go. Like I said, that statement was Chernobyl. When that sister said that, not only was that Chernobyl, my goodness, that may have been, if not the first, one of the first projections of the Nug Nug bat symbol. And it wasn't LEDs, it was halogen back then, but it still was bright as ever. When that beautiful sister sat there with that kid on her knee and said, men aren't substantial in the household, I just need my baby, Nug Nug said, I got something for you. I can give you a kid and I can leave as well.
So
Trust
here
me,
we
I can
are.
do that.
I'm about to bring out Exhibit A here. We're going to mine through this next video and introduce Nug Nug.
Tennessee has 30 children with 11 different women, and he is 33 years old. Now, according to CNN affiliate WREG, he is now begging the state to help him pay his child support.
The bottom line is, in Tennessee, when he is working his minimum wage job, he is supposed to give 50% of his paycheck to the 11 women that he fathered these children with, and they are supposed to divide it equally. The problem is some of the women are only getting $1.49 because he does work minimum wage. So just this week, he appeared in court, and he's asking the court to give him a break on those payments, on the $1.49 that he's giving to help support his children.
All right, let me replay this. Just how many kids?
A man in Tennessee
30.
has 30 children with 11 different women.
Okay, so he got 30 kids with 11 women. He trying to work. I guess the state say half of his income has to go towards child support. All right, but that's 30 kids. Some of the women are getting $1.50 a month. Man.
And you know what? Here we go. Sins of the father, sins of the mother. Who is struggling from this? The children. Why? Because your goofy mammy decided to lay with a legendary Nug Nug. He got 30 children by 11 women. So when we say that, what is it? 80% of women out here having babies with 20% of the men. Here is the proof. Here are the dots to connect. He got 30 of them things. He 30 for 11 or 11 for 30, however you want to word it. Look at him. Look at this goofy joker. This is who y'all love so much. This is who y'all continue to let lay on y'all couch and eat up all y'all kids' fruit snacks and Lunchables. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop.
Well, like you say, I would love to see what these women look like and what their socioeconomic status is.
There you go. There we go. Because that's the thing. He ain't out here knocking up nothing. 5 or up. Know that. These is.
Yeah, a lot of these women already got kids by other men. And
there you go.
Yada, yada. I mean,
they probably got a little drug addiction, alcoholism. He probably walking in while they drunk. Yeah, these scenarios ain't nothing you could show on TV. It wouldn't even make World Star. This is some like snuff video stuff. As far as
a lot of these women be related, then these kids be sister, brother, cousins, and shit. Y'all know how this go. Nightmares are created behind this type of stuff.
There you go. All that.
So yeah, that brother there, he did wrong for that. 33 kids, you can't afford to take care of them. And people say we ain't hypocrites because we have spoken up here about men like Nick Cannon, NBA Youngboy, and these guys with 10, 15 kids, but they have resources. This man working minimum wage, he can only afford to pay $1.50 a month. Shame on you, brother.
There you go. And what's the argument with the Hall police? It's not all about resources. And that is true. At the very same time, resources for a man is where it starts and very well where it could end. So the fact that you got resources, you got a shot to take care of your kids. But if you a man and you having kids and you don't have money or resources, you dead in the water. There ain't nothing you can't play the role of a woman so I could just nurture you and hold you. No, you got to provide. You got to come with some provisions. So you got Nick Cannon and them. We don't know what they doing. It ain't none of our business, but they got a shot because they got resources. Poor people need to stop talking about the concerns and endeavors of people with bread and rich folks. We need to stop. Stop.
So we see one end of the spectrum where this man can't afford to take care of his kids. So let's see the other end of the spectrum where the man actually do get
facing 180 days in jail for. Father is facing 180 days in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of it. I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. It's my responsibility to take care of it.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
And I discovered that for some reason, his employer was withholding a large amount some weeks, a small amount some weeks, zero amount some weeks.
And I didn't want to go to jail, basically.
So Hall quickly paid almost $3,000 in back child support. When Hall and his ex-wife were in Judge Lisa Millard's court last November, he owed nothing.
Opposing counsel testified twice that he's all paid up.
But the attorney representing the child's mother wanted Hall to pay her $3,000 in attorney fees, and Judge Millard agreed. Court documents also reveal Hall wasn't following the court's scheduled times to pick up his son, another modification he says he knew nothing about.
So he getting railroaded by the goddamn family court. This brother, they say he overpaid child support and overvisit his son. You seen your kid too much and you gave too much resources, and I'm gonna lock you up.
Come on. So whenever these men come up here and be on these panels and they be hurt and they be talking about their situations and their experiences with the family court, this is what they be talking about. These kind of things. That's sick. This brother, understand, brothers, look how pitiful of a position you put yourself in whenever you got to deal with this. Look at that brother. That brother got no pride. He just sitting there with his head down. That is defeating. That's bad. Brother, stop putting yourself in these positions by making babies with these women that are spiteful. This situation to me is painting a picture of a spiteful baby mom. He over here forking out bread. He going to see his kid more than he should. And she modify. I used to have a baby mom. God rest her soul. I know this journey. This is terrible. You can't put yourself in these positions. They are terrible. Should have some discipline and learn from these experiences. He did everything right from the reporters and from this little clipping. He overpaid. He had a job. They was taking money out of his check automatically, and it was a discrepancy. And he said, "You know what? Oh, I'm behind. Here's that in cash. Don't trip." And the baby mom said, "Oh no, because I need $3,000 in legal fees too." She got her little friend or whatever, her attorney, that's her friend, said, "Girl, you can get him for another $3,000 because I needs that." They're going to end up going on a cruise on your dime, y'all, brother. And I'm laughing about it because as men, can't blame nobody but yourself. Can't no man be in this situation and be like, "Oh, look at me, this ain't right." It's your fault. It's your fault. Ain't nobody gonna have mercy on no man.
All right, make sure y'all hitting the like button, hit the cash up. Shout out to Tani for the cash out. Appreciate it. Welcome in, man. We've been in here cooking for a while. We're getting into the final topic here, and I'm gonna let this video play a little bit more so we can see what happened to this brother. It's a tragedy.
The judge ended up sentencing him to 6 months in jail.
When she said, "I remand you to the Harris County Jail for 180 days," my mouth just dropped. I can't be there for my son in jail. I can't pay child support in jail. This is not in the best interest of the child.
Judge Millard also points out Hall's attorney could have filed a motion for reconsideration. She says that would have allowed her to hear both sides again and reevaluate the situation.
So after doing further research, Clifford Hall actually ended up getting released from jail after serving 14 days, thankfully to his strong legal team that he had hired to defend him. But here's what ended up happening overall. So not only did this innocent man spend 2 weeks of his life in jail, he lost his job. His employer even admitted that it was a clerical error on their part, and now he's $10,000 in debt, including having to also pay for his ex-wife's attorney fees.
Understand, ain't nobody coming to help this man. That's why I keep saying, and I don't think it's fair, but there is no mercy on this man.
Terrible.
There will be no sympathy, no empathy, no mercy on this man. It was a clerical error on his job's behalf. He got fired, spent 2 weeks in jail. dealt with that whole mental deal, and he come out unemployed, losing his house, probably losing his car. Understand, ain't nobody out here with stuff paid for. So he having trouble paying his rent or mortgage, his car note. The baby mama definitely in his head now. Blah, 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 blah. Brothers, take heed. There is no mercy for you out here in these streets. Move better. Move better.
He was in that prison cell mad as a hornet. Knowing his whole life on the outside is falling apart.
It's over.
You stuck in here innocently. Like we talk about men in jail, but we also talk about men being there innocently. And this is a prime case of some BS. And this is shout out to Tanish. She said she just woke up out there in LA. Salute you're a few hours behind for sure, man. We appreciate you tuning in.
Appreciate you coming through and seeing this poor brother here, because I'm gonna keep saying it. This all falls back on him. And as bad as this is, as unfair as this is to me a clear case where nice guys finish last, because this brother seemed nice, little docile. He ain't all rah, and he getting raked over the coals. And it's images like this or stories like this that make the nice guy be like, you know what? I see what nice get me. Y'all take care of my kid.
This creates the passport bros and all that culture.
There you go.
This is not a one-off, and this or men simply divesting and going to dating Becky and all that. So
there you go. Men tend to take things on the chin with a straight face. Real men take things on the chin with a straight face and move on. But you got to understand, it's a lot of thinking going on inside there, and there's changes being made. Brother will never be the same. Ever be the same. Never. And the only thing out there waiting on him is for some goofy hood chick to say, who hurt you?
Well, luckily he remarried. He got a wife.
He remarried. Okay.
That was his wife's in there, so he married. Yeah, his wife. Okay. That was his wife talking. So he seemed like a good brother.
I thought that was his attorney.
His wife, she's sticking with him, and she going through the ringer too.
Putting a strain on the relationship. Terrible strain. That's a terrible strain on the relationship, y'all. And I think it was a podcast I had seen where they said, real men come into relationships and they say, all right, we got a little struggle to endure here, a little hood love, little hood struggle. Let's get out of that. And they would do that indefinitely. Real men. But most women, and I ain't gonna even say modern women, most women just not built for long-term struggle. A woman will stay in there with you. But at some point, you got to start producing something, and rightfully so. And being at this age, this brother at this point in your 30s or 40s, wherever he at, and you starting to hit turmoil like this, that creates a very volatile situation. That woman could be all for you all you want, but as you start to get older and won't find her things in life, you got to start progressing and to get to a point and then lose your job, end up in jail. Some stuff is very hard to come back from. I wish that brother the best. I hope he stayed married, and I hope it all works out.
And like Tanice said, this is horrible. She really hopes men, not only black men, will stand up en masse and get some type of reform. And we talk about that, and like you said, it just ain't gonna happen because the government's it's a cash cow. Too many people getting paid from it. And who's suffering? The black man? Why are they gonna save us? So
the system wasn't made to benefit men at all. It's made for a specific reason, and it's working perfectly. The best thing men can do is stay out of the way. That's my motto. Stay out the way. You can't say nothing. I'm out your way. I'm out your face. You can't say nothing to me. Can't do nothing to me. But if you jump in the way, the law got something for you every time.
So I'm gonna let this play out, and we're gonna move on to the main subject tonight. If you haven't, or this afternoon, I'm sorry, make sure you hit the Cash App if you can. Hit the like button, that's free. The likes are free. Share this video with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.
She's the one that actually brought him to court in the first place. And as soon as he got out, he owed another $1,000 for child support. Where is the justice for these fathers?
So as soon as he got out, they still whack-a-moled him. Another whack.
She said, hey, welcome out of the Hooskow. You owe me a rack. Pay that up. Take you back to court. Y'all know how that baby mama drama go. That shit be real. That shit be live. Just like off of that movie, with that Tyler Perry movie with the chick saying Byron. That's what I picture he had to deal with.
Especially a brother with bread and a good job. This ain't like you said. We seen the other guy. He couldn't pay nothing. But when you got some bread, man, they gonna try to rake you over the coals.
You see what I'm saying? They're gonna try to break you down. But Po Nug Nug working part-time with the collar, the neck of his shirt all wrinkled and stained up, they let him float. Yeah, you can
keep
pay
having kids. Go ahead.
Because you fueling the system. We want chaos, but you should not come out here and whatever co-parent efficiently and pay your dues and try to make the best out of a bad situation. No, we gonna keep you down. Men, stay out the way. Stop being dumb. There's no sympathy nor empathy out here for you in this world. Know that.
Real talk. Straight like that. So here we are. Main subject. We're going to bring this all full circle. All right. To the woman in the middle here, Miss Kelis. Her milkshake brought all the boys to the yard once upon a time, if I ain't mistaken.
Indeed.
So that was the WAP before WAP. Y'all understand? There you go. That milkshake. Now it evolved into the WAP, I guess. Whatever. But that milkshake, you understand, that brought the boys to the yard, she said. So
but do it, keep them. That thing, that milkshake, bring all the boys to the yard. But do it, keep them. That's one thing I think the modern woman is losing or is lost on her as far as her sexual liberation is. You can get him, but can you retain him?
Or you're going to wind up like Susie. If the milkshake going to land you here, don't let that milkshake land you there.
See that? Yeah, you got to control that milkshake. Put some bounds and some rules on that milkshake.
The milkshake. Oh, man. I forgot about the milkshake. Bring the milkshake back. So without further ado, we're going to get into it here. We'll mind through this video. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button and sit back.
What's going on? The lawsuit, are you referring to the child custody, not the child custody, but the child support lawsuit? Okay, so there's reports that he's paying $8,000 a month.
Now he is, yeah.
So how hard was it so I was talking to the mother of Chris Brown's baby recently, and we were talking about, the fact that she said, or she's alleged that Chris hasn't paid any money while she's had this kid, in terms of like his responsibility, taking care of his responsibility. And so when we were really getting into it and finding out how hard he's fighting with her to take care of the monetary responsibility he has for this child, I drew a parallel because I was looking at what reports are out there about you. So what is it that you can share about what's happening with the child?
I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. Like, I mean, we've been separated we've been divorced for so long. For me, okay, first of all, to really get a clear picture, when this whole, when I was, like I said, I was pregnant, I had Knight when I was in New York. Knight was born in July. So I was in New York because I'm from New York. My parents were there. I was there for the summer. Come October, I was like, okay, like I want to go home. I'm going to take my baby home and we're going to go back to LA. And
here we go. The modern woman in the hood hoodoo. I'm going to take my baby home.
Take my baby.
I'm gone. Although my mama, my daddy, everybody out here, my whole family, his family, we all out here. I'm going home. Taking my baby.
Taking my baby. I'm gonna take my baby home. And that separation speaks volumes. The fact that you feel that way, Miss Kelis, that's just your baby. And let's be clear, a lot of women are notorious for saying my baby, my baby. Stop. Y'all speak death into your own relationships. That's my baby, my kid, my baby. Start saying our, so that maybe Nug Nug will start treating that kid like it's his. Give yourself a shot dealing with Nug Nug. But nevertheless, saying that's mine, me, that selfishness is oozing out of the pores. Stop being so selfish.
Like this woman here, she said, "Oh, I hear he's paying $8,000 a month. Now he is." We talking about a legend. Talk about Nasty Nas, baby. This is the man in question. If you didn't know, she got children by Nas.
Nasir.
The legendary rapper. All right, this is her baby father in question, and she bringing this man out to the front of the congregation, and this is how she wants to go about it. And like Tani just said, how's her taking this issue publicly again helping? Because this ain't the first time. She keep trying to ruin his character.
Well, you know what? She also said, she a hardcore fan of Kelis. I was too. I was a fan of Kelis back in the Kaleidoscope days, whenever she was a little bit more rock and roll. But coming up here and talking about it, if you ask me, I do believe that a lot of these celebrities, when they start to fall out of the limelight, and I don't know, me myself, I don't know what Kelis been up to as of lately, but they will find any way to get back into the limelight and become relevant again, if you ask me. Because why else would she do this? Ms. Eubanks, why else would she do this? Because to get some notoriety, to stir up some stuff, to become relevant, to get people talking about her. If you ask me, because it's definitely not helping the situation. She ain't making herself, she's not making her case any better, with Nas talking this mess. It's not the best thing to do, but I think she's just looking for clout, notoriety, and she's looking to become more relevant again.
And here we go. We kind of talked about his foot. She said Pharrell dodged a bullet. He said they messed around during the making of like Pharrell used to produce all her music early on. And she wanted Nas always been a relevant rapper, great lyricist, but he probably wasn't the most financially gaining superstar, right? Everybody knew who Nas was. He wasn't making big money like Jay-Z and them guys until recently. Like she said, now he paying $100,000 a year in child support. But when he wasn't always paying that, I couldn't always get six figures up out of him, So
see, so Pharrell definitely dodged a bullet, and you know what's amazing? So like Pharrell, he wasn't never gonna fall for that hoodoo. Want to know why? Here we are, and Gavin touched on it. That sister there, she like the thug, the tough guy, the gangster from back in Queens. She was not checking for self-proclaimed nerd Pharrell. She was not checking for him. He was too nerdy. Now my man Pharrell got all the King's gold. He got one off jewelry. He had a whole movement. Shout out to Pharrell. But she
got regrets. I'm sure she got some regrets.
Extreme regrets. Pharrell got that Silicon Valley bread, and there we go. And now Nas is starting to get that Silicon Valley bread too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You got a kid by Nasty Nas, as my man PC said. That's the Nasty Nas. Come on, she up here just trying to ruin people's career. He done moved on. Like I said, Nas can easily get young 25-year-old Kelis all over again. He can get you over and over again, and you can't replace him. So, and that's what leads to this type of scorned woman. Come on here, and let's see what else she got to say. We'll mine through this.
And start this life. I got home and there was a foreclosure notice on my door. Now, if we were to look at the timeline, I went to culinary school in all of 2008. Then I got pregnant, so I hadn't worked, I hadn't done anything. And the difference with Nas and I was, Nas has always been bigger, he's always sold more records, and that's fine, that was great. But it wasn't always, and I don't know if people realize it, but there's cash poor and there's cash rich, right? And it's like you might have less cash, but you actually have it. So I toured. I always toured. There was years where me and Macy Gray were the only black artists in Europe. There were none other. It was me and her. We'd be like, hey girl,
So she is painting a picture of a woman who is financially irresponsible, like a lot of women are, because she made money. So while you sitting here, quote unquote, counting this man's pockets, it's BS. And she's sitting here talking about, I got back home and it was a foreclosure on the house and yada, yada, yada. you need to stop. You got your own bread. You want to be some kept woman, but then you start talking about my kid. I'm taking my kid back to LA. You talking on both sides of your mouth. You should stay in New York. I'm sure the man had a house there. You didn't want to be there. You wanted to go do your own thing. And like you said, does this man, we talking about too, she went on to say he was always making more money. She trying to justify her getting the child support. Because that's why now he paying $8,000 a month. Because the courts, like I just said, Nas wasn't making that much money. She probably was making more money than him most of them years. So the courts is like, this man couldn't possibly be paying you child support when you making more money than him. I'm sure he got good lawyers that can point that out.
There you go.
So she ain't calling it all out.
What is this? What part of the boss chick, that's one of her lyrics, she bossy. What part of the boss chick handbook is this where you sit here, why you got to talk down on the man you gave your most precious commodity to? Why you got to sit here and do this? As Eubanks said, like, why you keep coming up here talking bad on this man? Is your pockets hurting that bad, boss chick? You can't go ahead and secure your own bag, boss chick? Yeah, Kelis ain't never act like she was some damsel in distress, some woman looking to live a soft life. No, this is bossy. I'm bossy, boss chick. She got the boss chick haircut.
OG boss chick.
OG boss chick. Miss Milkshake herself. Now you up here crying the blues does not equate. Does not equate. Y'all want to act like men? Take on the burden of a man. Can't no man be. I wish one of these sorry brothers like Mary J. Blige's punk husband, ex-husband, come here talking about, shoot, she ain't giving me this, she ain't giving me that. Do y'all not understand how that sound? If y'all want to act like men, then act like men. Take on the burden of a man. You can't sit here and look to nobody else for your income. Not making a case, making an argument. Oh, he need to be paying me this. Because at one point he wasn't paying that. I had foreclosure. I took me and my baby home. If you hate them,
I was in culinary school all of 2008. I just do what I want. I'm just creative, artistic woman. I can take a whole year off and do whatever I want. You better fund it. Y'all know this energy.
Yes. I'm in culinary school and I'm literally chilling. I'm going to culinary school as an adult. Understand these are luxuries. You're a whole adult. You got a kids, whatever responsibilities, and you have the luxury of saying, I'm going to dedicate 365 days at least to school. And you know how they rock. I ain't doing nothing else but school, day brunches, just a year of going to school and probably like a college student, if you ask me. Our perception of what's a normal reality is so misconstrued, Seriously, back in the day, they used to let people know you part of the working class, you part of the leisure class. And now, I guess poor folks can work themselves up into what is perceived as a leisure class. No, it's not. You're going to be working to some extent or being productive to some extent forever. That is what comes along with being successful and having drive and ambition. You must be productive until your last days.
And the overwhelming theme here is this is Kelis and Nas. These are superstars, household names. This is not Bonquisha and Pookie. But apparently there is no rules, no bounds when it comes to this hood normal ignorance.
There you go. The software is all the same. Like this could be Bonquisha and Pookie from the dialogue, but no. These are people with means that have seen millions, that drive Rolls Royces, that's on the red carpets, and it's still the same situation. Why? Because way back in 1986, the original OG Bonquisha said,
"We're starting to mine this out. We're getting the data. Let's get them."
She said, "I think I can do this without a man," and that curse, that sick hoodoo, has carried on all the way up into 2023, and it's going strong.
Stay with us. We simply document history for y'all. If you simply just stay with us, everything in the community will start to make sense. That don't mean you got to accept it, but it will make sense.
There you go.
Just come ride with us. We're gonna make sense of this stuff. That's all.
just like so glad to see you. Like there were 0 black artists on tour, okay? So I would come home with cash. And so granted, yes, he's a bigger artist, he sold more records, that was fine. But I always had cash. So for all of our properties and stuff, I would always put the money down and then he would pay the mortgage. That was our agreement. So after all this time, I was in culinary school, so I wasn't touring, which was 5 days a week, 7 hours a day. There was no...
Stop, man.
I wasn't prepared for any of this, you know, and it didn't even occur to me that he would stop paying, or that he had stopped paying the mortgage, because I had been in New York well before even I had the baby. So I wanted to be near my mom and all that stuff. So when I got home and saw that foreclosure notice on...
So you didn't even know?
I had no idea, and he didn't give a damn.
And you were pregnant?
I came home with let's see, it was October, so I had
So you just had the baby?
Yeah, like 2-3-month-old baby.
And so you didn't even know that the house was foreclosed on?
No, I had no idea. And, you know, I called him and I'm like, yo, there's a foreclosure notice on our door. Like, what's up? And his response, which has been very consistent ever since then, was, go fuck yourself.
Really?
Okay. He keep telling you, like PC76 said, cap. There's no context to this, Kelis. You just jumped up. If you ask me what I'm getting from this for Nas to be like, oh, F yourself. You jumped up without his consent or any of his inputs. I'm going back to LA with my mom with my baby. And that's what's happening, Negro. And Nas said, go ahead. Y'all got to understand. Resourceful men ain't going to sit there and argue with you about nothing.
And y'all was married. He know your finances. He know you going through. He know you got bread. You ain't about to call me about bread when I know you got bread. You probably got more bread than me.
There ain't nothing wrong with a sister getting to a bag. Lord knows nothing wrong. But we talked about on Trigger Mike's panel. You cannot get to a bag and then take on this masculine frame. It's a hard line to tread, but you can't. You can't go out there, Kelis, be on tour, and then come home like, well, look, nigga, I got cash. What you got? You can't come with that. Be most humble. Be a woman. Your power and influence lies in your femininity, not being a brute. And listen to her. We know how she went home. She said how she called Nas, yo, it's a foreclosure. What's going on, yo? And Nas said, go F yourself. Why you took my kid, ain't nothing I can do. Y'all know how this go. Y'all know how this when Nas probably was working, doing something, and she just gone. Communication, what I've learned in my little short 10-year marriage, when situations like this arise, usually because communication is not. People ain't talking. You gotta talk. You gotta communicate and speak and say what's on your mind. Can't just say, and that's with people with money and resources. They ain't gotta talk to nobody about nothing at all. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Okay, so Kelis sitting there like, okay, Nas, you don't want to do this? I'm just gonna simply book me a plane ticket to LA, first business class, get my friend to come with me. I'm gonna do what I want to do because I got the resources.
Taking our kid.
Yeah, not to her kid. Like I said, ladies, your power is not in being a man. You speak life and death into your own lives and relationships. Watch your mouth. Watch what you say.
And like Big E said, like all the women that go on Kendra and many of these other platforms, she's so sweet and perfect. That's how they come up. They know how to play the dance in distress.
So sweet. Look at her. This is Miss Milkshake herself. She's so sweet. He told me go F myself. I took my baby. I want to be around my mommy and this and that. I went on tour. I come back with cash. Stop the cap. Kelis, and I'm a fan of Kelis. Like I said, back in the Kaleidoscope days. And this is disappointing, man. Kelis, a whole modern rogue mercenary, and that's unfortunate.
Denise says she claimed DV during the marriage. I can see her striking out first. Yeah, I don't know. Nas is a rapper. Like she said, she could probably try to claim that, oh, he's a gangster rapper. He was putting his hands on me, yada, yada, and people just believe it, black man rapper. But that ain't, I don't see that. Like she said, I can see her attacking him.
Yeah, if you're a fan, wasn't nobody hitting Kelis. When nobody about to hit Kelis. That's not. No, you ain't see a Kelis, but I'm gonna hit you. No, because she gonna hit you back or stab you. Ain't nobody about to hit Kelis.
But she always been a little wild and wonky.
Yeah,
for her music and stuff. So
that's what I'm saying.
Like you said, Nas knew what he signed up for. But he paying the piper and he dealing with. I guess she the one doing interviews. He ain't talking about her. Jaka, trust me, he ain't. He don't care. He moved on.
Yes.
Wait, did he say the words "go fuck yourself"?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Very much so. And it's happened many times since then. So for me, that, night was a few months old. That started a whole, that then continued on. So I was a single mom. I was terrified. I had never done this before. This was not my plan. Him and I had been together for years. So I was pissed off that, nigga, you waited all this time for me to get pregnant to act. I can't take it. This is too much. You know what I'm saying? We got together when I was 22. By the time I had Night at 29. You know what I'm saying? It's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah.
So we waited, you know what I mean? So I just was like, you are acting a fool, and this is not a good time. And I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing right now. I haven't worked. I don't have any money because it was in our house, and this is terrifying. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. So
I don't have no money because it was in this. Y'all know what she was doing. I bet she had Louis Vuitton purses, every trinket. She probably spent money the wildest ways, vacations, hotels, just giving people money, just eating what she wants, doing whatever she wants. She don't look at no bank account. She just spends.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we definitely need to address. Excuse me, in this modern culture. And y'all got to stop watching TV and think y'all can do what y'all see on TV. Got to stop. You got to stop going these. We got common folk out here thinking they got the luxury of taking, brunches and going to get mani-pedis every twice a week or once a week. That ain't y'all lifestyle. That's not your standard of living. As folk, we have a hard time understanding our current standard of living. That standard is what you won't go below. So if you can outspend yourself out of your standard of living, that ain't your standard.
Because in her case, she painted this picture. I was in culinary school for a year, but tell the whole story. Somebody in culinary school, maybe you should have downsized your whole life. Because I bet you while she was in culinary school, she was still living in that big mansion. She was still driving the fucking Rolls Royce. And she was still living that lifestyle, which I wasn't working. I wasn't doing nothing. Why ain't you moving to a one-bedroom apartment? Why ain't you start driving a Dodge Neon? Why ain't you downsize all the way to fit your lifestyle?
There you go. And we being extreme. Why don't you go ahead and buy your little $100,000 little house, get your little Benz, downgrade from the Bentley and Rolls, get you a Benz, stop shopping at boutiques and just go to Fifth Avenue. You can make it work, easy work. But no, they ain't doing that. They could cut their living expenses down to 1/4 by buying a $250,000 house and a Benz. And so, okay, now I'm in culinary school.
Real quick, Denise said, where'd the sound go? Can you guys still hear us? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear us. What do you mean by sound? I hope we still live for y'all. But yeah, like said, what was you just saying?
Yeah, that downsize. She definitely need to downsize while going to school. That's the smart thing to do. And I can't stress it enough. The fact that Nas was telling her, to go F yourself, that's bad. That's bad. And ain't no man just saying they just had a kid. That's not how a man thinks just for no reason.
There's a woman who made a song called I Hate You So Much right now.
That is true.
Understand who we dealing with here. You can understand how she talked to this man. Trust me. And she had a little bit of bread and ego herself. Come on, man.
Y'all don't understand. She is starting to come out. She told me, you tripping right now. This ain't the time. This is not how you talk to an individual like Nasir, a Jay-Z. You don't talk to these men like this. They don't have to put up with that. You got to understand just how if she was dating somebody way below, her league or something, he would have to watch how he talked to her and be careful and try to give her all the trinkets she desire. And she with Nas, though. You don't be at the ain't Wayne saying you kiss, but just don't be cruel, mean, and nasty. Be a woman. That's where your power lies. if not, I'm gonna go off and say, if Kelis would have been her best sweet feminine self, you understand, ladies, when you are feminine and rest in your femininity, you force a real man into a corner he can't get out of just by being.
A lot of this is back on Nas as well. Man, we got because the writing was on the wall. She was beautiful, tender, like she said. He got me when I was 22, and Nas knew better. He waited 7 years. He thought, I don't know, maybe he thought he knew her, but come on, man. It just
7 years.
It just
it's something. It's cap in there somewhere. It's cap. She leaving hella stuff out, Eubanks. Hella is not enough context. And they do it on purpose. Eubanks, they do it on purpose. That's what I always say, even on the Kendra show. They leave out so many details and they paint this picture as if they just saints. They be sitting there talking about all the stuff that they partnered and did, and they sitting up there with a whole halo.
I had to put out flesh tone. And I ended up, you see those little feet on my back. That was literally I was in the worst time of my life. I was devastated. It was hard, and I had to pull it together because it was me and this baby, and there was no that's why and I went back there to even just to point to the fact that I needed help, I wanted help, I asked for help. There was no help. So when you dip in and you want to come around, that's fine. But you haven't been a parent and you haven't been around for a very long time. So to show up now, yes, I'm angry. And, he makes it like a mocking me, oh, you're so mad. Yeah, I am. And I didn't want people to know that I was mad because as soon as you're an angry black woman, then you're an angry black woman and then that's forever. But you know what? I am black and I am furious. And I am not sorry. I'm not sorry for that because I literally, like I said, I have never been perfect, but I am a damn good mom. And
here we go. Because the baby is, y'all got to stop. We hit on this a long time ago. Just because the child is inhaling and exhaling does not make you a great parent. Y'all need to stop grandizing yourselves. Because I'm a great mom and I'm mad. I'm furious. You can't just come around and that. Oh, here we go. These are superstars of the world. This sound like Bon Chrisean and Nug Nug.
Yes, it does. Y'all ladies, the best thing y'all can do in 2023, all y'all single mothers, stop telling the world how you an outstanding, a damn good, a super mom out here. Let your peers and children and significant others crown you with that title.
There you go.
That's you cannot claim that yourself. Somebody must let you, your peers and loved ones must let you know that you a good mom, a good father. You can't say it yourself because you got a biased opinion, don't you think? It don't work that way at all. And that kills me. As Gavin said, the software is all the same. This might as well be broke down Bon Chrisean in the projects, up in the apartments, the way she talking. That holier than thou. And she say, yeah, I'm mad, I'm furious. I'm going to give y'all a little heads up here. Anger is a secondary emotion. Nothing just happens and you're just angry. It's secondary. The first thing you feel is sadness. You are sad. You ain't angry. You ain't raging mad. You are sad. And that sad can be turned into anger or shown as anger. But you just sad. You sad at the decisions that were made, at your decisions, and at the situation. But stop. Every time a woman comes say they mad or they peed off, that's sadness. And it tells a lot. Just say you're sad, sister. Say I'm sad, and you get a much better result. Say I'm sad. I screwed up. That wasn't yada yada, whatever the case may be. Start telling some truth. Put the cap away and start telling some truth, and you'll start getting better results. But my girl Kelis up here, she all cap. She raging. She got the raging narcissistic modern woman thing going on. And this is sad to see because like I said, I definitely was a fan of Kelis. This is terrible. This is a bad day for Mr. Walker. I didn't know Kelis fell off like this. That's messed up.
I have sacrificed so much to be a good mom. You know, and it's not, and the funny thing is that what is ironic to me is that, like, I've told him, I'm like, I'm your best case scenario, dog. Like, our beautifully well-adjusted, smart and funny and worldly kid with great taste is, you're welcome. Like, why make it more difficult for me now? And so the whole story that, like, you keep me from my child, really? When did that happen? So, was it when I was begging you to help, or when I was waiting for you to show up?
She trying to make, when I was begging you to help, you mean back when I was telling you to do what I wanted you to do, when I was trying to emasculate you as a man, and I was telling you how to be a father, and I was telling you when you were supposed to come, and I was telling you, and I was making all these demands, and stop.
Didn't Nas get Kelis's face or name tattooed on him?
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Y'all got to stop. It just ain't smart when dealing with a modern woman. And I like a good tattoo, but no. Stop doing that. Because if you ask me, this is a warning. Stop putting women's names on y'all like that. Because here's the thing. You are not, your lady should like you more, relatively, respectfully, more than you are into her. That's a natural balance. Want to know why? Because then you end up with this situation. Nas was like, I'm riding for you, Kelis. I got the tattoo, all this. Nas is hurt. The fact that he picked the phone and said, go F yourself, that is a hurt man. And he just trying to say face, he hurt. I'm telling y'all.
And the other thing is they both in the industry. Ain't no telling she probably done slept with somebody that's, you know what I mean? Like, man, this is one of the producers I work with. This, you know how this go. And then she said, why would you wait 7 years to do this? Because she was demanding this man to be monogamous to her. This is a rapper and an entertainer. You can't demand any type of monogamy out of them men. You knew. So here we are.
Just like he most likely had a hard time getting it out of you. Anytime, and it's a tale as long as time. Anytime these entertainer women being there making albums, producing stuff with these male producers, it's always going to be some type of sexual tension. Don't y'all get it? It is not the best place to be trying to build a relationship in these entertainment worlds at all. And you're right. She probably was out here messing around and trying to get some get back for whatever reason. And the Nas said, go F yourself. That's the best he had for her. It ain't good, but it is what it is.
So yeah, we'll mind through the rest of this and let her see if she can land her plane.
Up to the point where I can't even tell my child that you're coming until you're at the curb because of how many times you have not shown up, and I will not have that for him. So yes, I am a mother. I will protect with my life. With my life. You can call me gold digger. We have to have gold to dig it, but okay, gold digger. He got money 2 years ago, guys. Like, seriously. Like, let's be real. If I was a gold digger, I wouldn't have chosen him. You know, like.
The shame. Sign language. Oh, you're a bad guy. I'm not keep telling my kid where at the curb. Oh, gold. You gotta have gold. Me. This sound like the woman in the hood. This is Kelis. She sound like Keisha. This is the kind of stuff they be saying on Facebook. Your local women say on Facebook. You gotta have gold for me to dig. This is they talking points. This is terrible.
Yeah. Kelis all bad. Sorry, Kelis. You dead in the water, sister. You thinking like this? Because what's her desired outcome with these kind of interviews? She think she about to land someone comparable or better now with this. What's her desired outcome? Is she into women now? She seemed to be that way. Like, what's your desired outcome, sister? Are you looking for clout? But this is not problem resolution. That's what's not happening. She is not resolving any issues between her and Nas with interviews like this at all. With her pajama top on. That looked like a whole pajama top. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, man. She is freshly widowed. Huh? She freshly from not from Nas, but from who? Do you know who? Eubanks? Who she widowed from? What's the skinny on that?
I'm gonna look into it here. I'm gonna let this keep playing. I'll look into it. I'm gonna let her finish.
Come on, this is not what it's about. I've been a parent. I have been there. And it's not about not allowing you to see him. It's about the fact that if you've not been there, you can't show up when you feel like it and regulate. That's what you're not going to do. So yes, I do buck back. I absolutely do. But it's a lie to say that it's because you can't see him. No, it's because you can't not show up for months and then show up and want to change the whole schedule, the whole plan, like what? No, sir, that is not what we are going to do. We're not doing that.
See?
So when you
gotta stop. See, she's saying how Nas ain't gonna come and change the schedule, he has that liberty. He should have that liberty. Say, you know what? I got this going on. So this is what we're gonna do that day. And she's like, no, sir, you will not be doing that. Over, it's over. Done. Can never work.
I'm trying to tell you, she tried to mask that she's trying to talk to him. She talk. You know that mouth is wild.
Yes. It'll never work. A masculine man and a masculine woman only gonna fight to the death, or somebody they gotta leave each other's presence. It ain't never gonna work.
Powerful, man. This
powerful.
Is
You understand who the character of Nasir is? He is New York hood royalty. He rap about going into the slums with his rolls and chilling in the bars. He respected in them streets wholeheartedly. Give that man his love. And she want to come home and talk. And I was like, woman, who is you talking to? I have made my place on this earth. Why are you talking to me like I'm some scrub? Like I ain't walked this walk? It don't work. It don't work. Now, Eubanks said, okay, she got divorced from a Mike Mora, who was a
he's all right. I'm looking at it now. He's he died last year, April of 2022. So he was 37 years old. He died after battling stage 4 cancer, stomach cancer. 37, young guy. So he appears to be maybe a Bill Cartwright looking guy.
Okay. A Latino realtor. So she
he ain't necessarily black. He real fair skinned guy.
So it looked like she liked buying houses and stuff. She liked talking about how she got bread for the houses, putting the down payment on houses, and that's fine. But that's one thing, ladies. Y'all, a woman like Kelis need to be real with herself and real with her audience and say, hey, I was trying to make all these business moves. Everything was a business move. She out here talking like a whole man, a whole dude. And that's what you get. When you're a woman and you act like a man, you get undesirable results. And here we are.
So, yeah. We'll let her get her last word off. But, yeah, she done crashed the plane, unfortunately.
Got back and there was a foreclosure notice and he told you to go fuck yourself. When between then and now did he start participating as a parent? And
he doesn't participate. He shows up when it's fun. He shows up when there's a good photo op. He shows up when he feels like he needs a snuggle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants, like I've got 2 kids. My little one is 2 years old. Nobody wants a 2-year-old. They're hard. He will slap you in the face. He's like, he puts his butt in your face. He's like, poo, I poo. No man wants that. Of course you want Knight is dope. Knight is funny as hell. He's so smart. He's so well spoken. He's super worldly. The kid's been on tour with me since he was born, so he's been everywhere. Who wouldn't want to hang out with him? Of course you do. He's fantastic.
So was Nas ever monetarily supporting anything?
He started supporting where it was like sort of consistent and where it became consistent about 2 years ago. My child is 8 and he'll be 9 in July.
Wow.
So I didn't get not a single cent up until 2012. I was then audited. I was audited a couple years ago for alimony that he said that he claimed that I never got, so our numbers didn't match up. I mean, the list of things that I've had to endure that I've not said, I hit a wall. It was this morning. I was like, And I'm done. I cannot. I have no more patience to give. I have no more I have nothing left to give. I am physically done with this situation. I'm done.
So there you are. That's her story. She's sticking to it, you know.
Reaching into that rope. She's tired. She's done with it. She's exhausted. She has had it. Yeah. The choices you have made, we gotta take some accountability in our current situations and say, where did I go wrong? The fact that and it seems like it's usually women like this, the fact that y'all give outside influences, outside forces so much influence over your life is terrifying to me. There ain't no way that another individual or anything will have that much power over my life and have me up here all screwed up like that. Y'all got to do better than that. Yeah, Kelis, go ahead and be tired. Go ahead and be tired. Collect your alimony. Hopefully, you know, your late ex-husband left you some resources and you can get back to where you want to be, I guess. Or as Nas said, go do yourself.
So yeah, that was a great. We sort of touched base on a lot of things that led up to Kelis, and as y'all can see, like we seen, that appears to be most women. Not doesn't matter where you fall on the scale. You gotta have resources or not. The software is appearing to be the same. That's why men are, passport bros, like I said, and divesting and all these different things because there's not a lot of good deals out there.
Eubanks said, do we think Kelis has hit the wall? I think she said herself, yeah, she's hit the wall. Kelis is no longer eligible for any man remotely close to the status or equivalent of a Nas. She got 2 kids now. She widowed. Her pool, her dating pool ain't what she want at all. That dating pool is murky. That ain't no infinity pool. That's an old abandoned project pool. She got to try to find the man in now. And she hurt. She realizing that. She like, dag, these celebrities ain't checking for me. He ain't checking for me. She like, only dudes just trying to talk to me is the dude that know the bouncer or the bouncer or the.
She got such a thing about her where she can divest. She can date outside her race. So the man she's looking for is not going to be a black guy. I tell you that.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. As she has shown with her,
like, they like Serena Williams and these women, they find these, these non-black men who don't fit the mold really, and they end up quote unquote in love. I don't know.
You know what it is. It's a smart move. Whatever works, whatever takes you, to the end of your life, respectfully going do that. Do that. Whatever's not going to leave you lonely and cold out on the streets, do that. There you go.
So here we are. Make sure you go over, just drop the link in the chat. Go over to the backup channel and subscribe. There is exclusive content on the backup channel that you will not find on the main channel. So make sure you're subscribed to both. We appreciate everybody for coming through tonight. Carpet for the Horse Productions. What you see in here is, we call this Carpet for the Horse TV. All right, y'all gonna be seeing a lot more of this. This is just me, Mr. Walker, and myself. We pop up, we do these shows for y'all, talking about current events and what have you. It can be anything on the show. So this is just a little bit something different outside of single by choices, which we know y'all all love. But this is Cart Before the Horse TV. All right, get used to it. Y'all gonna be seeing a lot more of these episodes coming up live, where we're talking about these discussions. Also, you can go in the community tab when we're in there and, leave recommendations, maybe of things that you guys may want us to cover. We'll try to look into it, try to do as much as we can. But 2023 is going to be a big year. Just stay on, put your seatbelts on, and stay along for the ride.
There you go. What is it? Couple weeks or so, we'll get everything sorted out with the membership program. So please stay tuned, and we're gonna get back into that and get this thing back fired up full force. But as Gavin said, this Cart Before the Horse TV, this is gonna be a new ongoing thing. Give us a lot more stuff to talk about, diversify our little channel portfolio here. and give you guys something to entertain yourselves. Because TV is boring as heck. I say that. And I think that's kind of where this came up. Me and Gavin, we stopped watching TV long time ago. I think Gavin canceled his cable before I can remember, and I followed suit. But yeah, cable is boring. So he said, you know what? We just gonna introduce people to our crazy backwoods conversations and see how they feel about it. So far, so good.
So exactly. So here we are, Cart for the Horse TV. But this is not it. We planning a full weekend for y'all, Super Bowl weekend. All right. I know a lot of y'all ready for this game tomorrow. You got the Eagles, you got the Chiefs. A lot of y'all into that. If I had a choice, I'd go with the Chiefs. I rock with the Chiefs a little bit, but here we are. We got two African-American quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl for the first time ever. That's history.
Yeah.
It's never been two black guys at the helm in a position that they said we couldn't play. So definitely respect. So we got a whole weekend lined up for y'all. We plan on coming back tonight. Stay tuned. Set your notifications. We plan on coming back live tonight.
There you go.
Because we got a crisis going on, if y'all don't know, down in Atlanta, the Atlanta streets. And these young women the homeless crisis is through the roof right now. All right. We talking to the guy, Atlanta Street Interviews, and he letting us know it's bad. Mm-hmm. And he been ramping up his upload. So we're going to try to catch up on that, try to save some of these young women. So we plan on coming back tonight. We also plan on coming back tomorrow doing the pre-Super Bowl show. We may give y'all single by choices. Stay tuned. That ain't in stone, but it is in stone. That's right up to do. All right.
These street interviews are so crucial because this is the evolution of the modern woman, and it has come to a head. See, back then, the Bonquisha of yesteryear, they had Big Moms in them house to move into and squat in. Well, Big Mom has since lost that house. And all of the resources that Big Daddy left behind have been displaced, dispersed, and they no longer exist. And now, young Bonquisha finds herself homeless. And she only about 20-some years old. And there's nothing. Why are we sounding the alarm? For obvious reasons. And there is nothing more vulnerable or unprotected than a homeless woman. Nothing. What's she gonna stop? Nothing. So we sound the alarm on that as always, and stay tuned for that. These are those Atlanta Street interviews take a lot out of us. I will say that.
So we're gonna try to come back tonight and do that for y'all. Stay, like I said, set your notifications. Go out, get you some dinner, get you some wine for tonight. You're gonna need it. Get you some wine. Get ready. We plan on coming back for y'all. Like I said, set your notifications. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the Cash App if you haven't. All right, it's pinned to the chats in the description. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends if you think this can help them. Because I think this can help lots of people.
Subscribe, share, support your interest, support the channel, put the money directly in the bag. Please and thank you.
So until next time, I am Gavin X.
I am Mr. Walker.
And we are Cart Before the Horse.
Adios, muchachos.